Hello. I have more goodies from the library book sale. These are just kind of random novels. So I'll start with this stack. I have K is for Killer by Sue Grafton. I have some random ones floating around from other book sales that I haven't read yet. I don't know if I have that one, so I picked it up just in case. I have Indiana Jones and the Cup of the Vampire. It's a choose-your-own-adventure type book. Used to love those as a kid. And since it's vampire-ish, I thought, yeah, let's try it. I have Soy Sauce for Beginners, which I picked up because I have an audiobook of it on Audible, and I like to read along when I have audio when I can. I have Whisper of Evil by Rita Mae Brown. It's part of the Mrs. Murphy series. I have a whole stack of these books, but I couldn't remember which ones I had. I couldn't remember if I had this one, so went ahead and picked it up just in case. I can always donate it back in the next book sale. I picked up The Night Listener by Armistead Maupin. I hope I didn't butcher his name too bad. It's supposed to be some sort of mystery thriller type thing. I haven't read anything by him, so I don't know anything about it. I picked up one called Savannah from Savannah. I lived in Savannah for 4 years, so I'm kind of interested in reading stories set there. This one is called Last Winter We Parted by Fuminori Nakamura. So I'm thinking this might be good for the Asian-a-thon going on here this May. Gives me a Japanese author, and it's translated work. I have Anansi Boys by Neil Gaiman. This is supposed to be the sequel to American Gods. I got it just because it's Neil Gaiman, and I'm kind of obsessed with him right now. So anyway, he's a really nice guy. If you ever get to meet him, he is a super, super nice guy. I got to meet him at a English Honor Society Sigma Tau Delta convention, and he was the keynote speaker, and he was signing autographs. He started signing at 9 o'clock. I didn't get up to the table till well after midnight, and he stayed until everybody had their books signed. And he would sign however many you wanted. It was awesome. He was so friendly, and he drew little pictures in with his signature, and it's just really, if you get to meet him, if you ever have the chance, go meet him, because he's really great. Okay. Got Rick Riordan, Magnus Chase, and the Gods of Asgard. This one's called The Sword of Summer. I read a lot of the Percy Jackson ones. I'm almost done with the first section of the Percy Jackson. And then was it The Gods of Olympus or whatever is the next section, I think. And there's another section that Percy Jackson's in them, but they're not Percy Jackson series, if that makes any sense. This one's called Here Comes Zelda Claus and Other Holiday Disasters. It looks like there's other ones in a Zelda series. I thought this might be fun to read with my niece when she comes down. She's in 2nd grade, I think. She'll be 9 this year, so. I picked up a Jim Butcher book, part of the Dresden Files, this ghost story. Haven't read this one yet, and unfortunately I read the blurb on the back, and now it's spoiler. I haven't gotten to that one yet. This one's called A Door County Christmas. It's a 4-in-1 collection. It says Love Blossoms in a Wisconsin Winter. So this ought to be fun to save for December. I have a whole box of Christmas-themed books. And here's another one. Zelda and Ivy's One Christmas. That one was Zelda, wasn't it? Yeah. No, different author. But apparently both of them named Zelda. And I thought this might be fun to read with my niece as well. She might be able to actually read this one whereas the other one we'd have to read it together. So that's out of the way. And then some more in this bag. This one's called Church of the Dog, a novel. I don't know anything about it. I picked it up because it's one of the Penguin series. And eventually I want to get a good collection of those going. I have A Step of Faith by Richard Paul Evans. I've read some of his books and I kind of like them. I tend to read them around the holidays. They're kind of inspirational and things, so I figure that's a good time to read them. Here's one by Willard Scott. It's a mystery called Murder in the Mist. Somewhere I have another one by him. It has something to do with Florida, and I don't remember what it was called. But I picked up 2 books by Mary Janice Davison. You and I, Me and You, and Yours, Mine, and Ours. I really love her Betsy the Vampire series, or the Undead series. So I'm hoping that those are as fun. She's got such a great sense of humor. I picked up a couple books by Amy Tan. Here's The Opposite of Fate, a book of musings. It's got a nice little dragon on the front. And here's one called Where the Past Begins, a writer's memoir. It's nice and shiny red. And again, I can use those for the Asianathon because she's Chinese. I picked up The Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie. This is on the 1001 books to read before you die list, I think. I'm pretty sure. There's a couple of them by him. So I went ahead and picked it up because I can't find it as an audiobook. I picked up a copy of Jane Eyre. I had a copy, and like a fool, I let somebody borrow it and I never got it back. So I picked up a new copy. Well, a different copy. Here's one by Alice Hoffman called The Story Sisters. The things I've read by her so far, I've liked pretty well. Is it everything that bad? Okay. And then I have The Ghost Bride by Yangtze Chu. I've read this before. It's a fantastic book. I absolutely loved it. And I'm getting ready to read The Night Tiger. Yeah. I'm waiting on the copy from the library for The Night Tiger. But I'm really excited about it because I just absolutely loved The Ghost Bride. So I'm hoping that The Night Tiger is every bit as good. And again, this fits under Asianathon for the, let's see, she's what, Chinese, I think? She's either Chinese or Chinese Malay. 4th generation Malaysian of Chinese descent. So Chinese Malay. So that, pretty good. I'm excited. So that's that. I still have a minute. I can go through this real quick. I also picked up some CDs. I got 3 Mo Tenors, which is, they have it classified as jazz. Eagle Eye Cherry, I like the song Save Tonight, and that's the first one on here. Doo-Wop Love, it had some good songs on it. Gaither Vocal Band, I've actually seen them in concert. Carlos Santana, I didn't recognize any of the titles on there, but I like his guitar playing, so I figured it was alright. This one is Quizás by Enrique Iglesias, so it's one of his Spanish language ones. I have a soundtrack for Monster-in-Law and a soundtrack for The Wedding Crashers. So hopefully they'll all be good to listen to. I'll probably keep some of them in the car for when I drive around and radio goes. So there's that stack. I have one more bag of stuff to share.